Our next guest is a memory expert. He is the two-time USA memory champion. He's considered one of the top memory experts in the world. He can memorize a shuffled deck of cards in 1 minute, 27 seconds, and he can memorize 200 names of new people in 15 minutes. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Ron White.
All right, thank you very much. That was a good introduction from memory, wasn't it? My name's Ron White. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. Let me ask you this question. How many of you in this room think that you have a bad memory? Who thinks you got a bad memory? Oh no, I got my work cut out for me, don't I? You do not have a bad memory. Your memory is a million times better than you think it is. 20 years ago, I was 18 years old, and I heard about a memory class, and I took the memory class not because I thought one day I was going to be standing up on this stage, or I would be on the National Geographic Channel, or a two-time USA memory champion. I would have never have believed that. At the age of 18, 20 years ago, I took a memory seminar simply, Stephen, because I felt like you. Somebody said, "Do you have a bad memory?" And I said, "Oh my God, you wouldn't have no freaking clue. I got a 0.9 GPA at the University of North Texas right now." It's a true story. And thank you for the support on that. I appreciate that. Feel a lot of love here. Got kicked out of college, actually, and got suspended from college because my grades were just so horribly bad. Now, my problem was not that I didn't have a memory class. My problem was I wasn't going to class, and significantly affected my grades. A couple years ago, the University of North Texas called me, and they said, "We hear you're an alumni of the University of North Texas." And I said, "Well, kinda." And I said, "Do you have access to GPAs?" And they were like, "No." And they said, "We want to do a story on you." And I said, "Well, then let's do the story." So we did the story. We talked about my time at North Texas, which I had to be very creative on. And my dad is an alumni of there. And about 3 months later, they mail it out, and he gets the magazine in the mail, and he calls me up. "What kind of scam are you running?" I'm like, "Dad, they called me." 20 years ago, you never would have convinced me or my family that I had some special memory ability that you don't have. Today, I will have to work hard to convince you that my memory is not any better than you, because the things that I do with my memory today appear to be above average, and some people call them superhuman, and that's why I'm on the show Superhumans on the History Channel. If I met you, go ahead and stand up if I met you. Oh my God, forget it, I don't want to do this. Let's talk about leadership today. No, this is what we're going to do. If I did not meet you, do not stand up. This is not beat up the memory guy time, all right? Whenever I put your hands over your name tags, and whenever I call off your name, have a seat. So, Jenny, you can go ahead and have a seat. Amy, you can have a seat. I believe it's Alvin right here. You can go ahead and have a seat. And I believe this is David, and this is Shelby and Gary. Go ahead and have a seat. And Melina, go ahead and have a seat. And I believe this is David right here, and you are Wendy, and this is Sam, and this is Francesca, and you are Donna, and that's Paul right there. And this is Denise, and you are Emily, and that is Carrie, and that is Kimberly right there, although you didn't stand up. We met. I'm very forgettable, I know. And this is Matthew, and this is Todd over here. We got Emma right here, and you are Jeremy. And then I believe right here I am looking at Rick and Janice, who sit next to me at lunch. And that right back there is Katie, and that is Sarah right there. And this is Stephanie and Stephen and Cindy right here. And then over here we have Sarah, and you are Larry, and that's Russ, who's sitting down, but I still know you, and Max. And then you are Heike and Jessica and Maria and Diane and Veronica. You moved on me, didn't you, from the front to the back, but it didn't work. Meredith, go ahead and have a seat. Kate, you go ahead and have a seat. Louise, you can go ahead and have a seat. I believe this is Alan right here, and Aaron, and then right here we have Bob, and I believe this is Rob, and you are Rhonda, and Wooch and Kelly, and this is Beverly right here, and you are Elaine, and this is Bob, and I believe that is Michael right there. Is that correct? And this is John over here. Doug, go ahead and have a seat. Catherine, have a seat. Judy, have a seat. Jeff, go ahead and have a seat. I believe that is Lucille right there. BB King, Lucille, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, what I called you Scott, but what is that? Okay, that's right. All right, well, My job is hard enough, Scott, okay? And then over here we've got Nancy right here, and this is Sherry right here, and you are John, and you are Bodine, and this is Cecilia. Cecily, all right, and this is Scott right here, and are you Joan? Is that right? Okay, and then this is Hannah. Right? And this is, you are Jake, and this is Dr. Stephen LePen, and this is Debbie, and then over here are you Cody, all right? And then Tori, right? Okay. And Lauren, what are you trying? Y'all did that on purpose. These are best friends, and they switching around, so I wouldn't notice that. And then let's come over here. We have, we've got Adil, and we've got Russ, and you are Patty Dale, and that is Carol right there, and that is, Louise and Lenora, is that right? And Cheryl over there, and you are Sheila, and that is Suzanne. And then right here, this is are you Margaret? Is that right? And then I'm going to come down this way, Larlene, and then still heading this way, we've got Mark right here, and you are Mary Nell, and that is Malcolm right there. And then over there, that's Lori over there, and I believe that is Rochelle. My eyes are getting so bad, but that's Sarah over here. And let's see, how much time do I got left? All right, I'm still doing pretty good. Okay. I cannot. That's Josette right there. All right. And is that Kyle right there? All right. And then we'll come over here. You know what happened, ladies? You know what happened with you two? I was so stunned by your beauty. Just locked my whole memory up. But I'm going to go ahead and say that you are Gloria and you are Janet. And I'm going to stop right there for the purposes of time. Is that pretty good? All right. With a little bit more time and a little bit more thinking, I would have got all of you. But here's the good news. Not only with a little bit more time and would have Ron White gotten all of you, with a little bit more time, Shelby, you would have got them all right? Dr. LePen, you would have got them all. Debbie, you would have got them all. The greatest computer by far, bar none, without question, is you. Let me ask you this question. How many of you have ever shaken somebody's hand and 2 seconds later you can't remember their name? All right. Some of us need 2 hands up on there, right? And when that happens, if we are totally honest with that person, and most of us aren't this honest, Veronica, but if we were totally 100% candid and honest, we would look right at that person and we would say, remember, this is honest. Hey, you remember a few minutes ago when we were introduced? I wasn't even listening to you. That's the honest approach. The more common method that I saw today here at this seminar was this. Oh, let me see your name tag. Or do you have a business card? Or the sneakiest of all, I just want to spell your name properly. And what do they say? B-O-B. There you go. Oh, I didn't know if it had 3 B's or 2. That's why I was asking. Now, my name's Ron White. Both of those are pretty easy to spell, right? A few years ago, I was on a phone call with a woman, and by the way, all y'all who heard Ron White was going to be the speaker, and you were all excited running here to hear tater salad. I apologize, all right? A few years ago, I was on a phone call with a woman, and my name's Ron White, very easy to spell. At the end of the phone call, she said, "Sir, I want to get the correct spelling of your name. Could you spell it properly for me?" And I'm like thinking, are you kidding me? So I was in a playful mood, so I said, "Ma'am, don't worry about the spelling. It's spelled exactly." That's right. I thought it was funny, too. She didn't think it was so funny. There was a pause on the other end of the line, and she said, "Well, would you mind sounding it out for me, please?" Here's the point. In business and in education, in anywhere, you shake somebody's hand and you do business with them, whether it's a $10 deal or a $10 million deal, and you see them 6 months later at a baseball game and you don't remember their name, you have just told them people don't care how much they know until they first know how much you care. You've just told them you're just a customer to them. You don't really care. It's not necessarily the message that's true, but it's the messages they get. Dale Carnegie says that everybody's favorite subject is what? There are 5 steps to do this. Write these 5 steps down because you already told me y'all's memories stink. Number 1 is focus. Number 2 is file. Number 3 is a picture. Number 4 is glue. And number 5 is review. What are these again? Number 1, focus, file, picture, glue, review. Number 1, focus. Good nutrition and exercise will help your focus. Spinach and blueberries will help your focus. I went on Google and I Googled blueberry concentrate, and I mix it in there, and that way I don't have to eat 100 blueberries a day. Omega-3 fish oil pills are good for your memory. Here is another tip. If you get only, and I hope you get 5 tips from my talk, but if you only get 1 tip, focus in on what I'm about to say because this is so simple. You're not remembering a name most of the time because you're not focused. Develop this 1 habit, and you're going to be amazed at how much your retention for name increases. As you are walking towards somebody that you do not know, ask yourself the question, what is their name? What is their name? What is their name? What is their name? What is their... Now, do not say that out loud. Okay? You're saying, what is their name? What is their name? What is their name? I say, hi, my name is Ron. He says his name is Sam. Am I listening? Boom. Yes. Focus is the first key to your memory. What's the number 2 key to your memory? File. File is simply a place or a location to store information. This is how most of your brains are working right now. You meet somebody and they say their name is Steve. That name goes in your ear and it goes in the floor of your memory. Then you meet Karen. That name goes in your ear and it goes in the floor of your memory. And then you meet Bob. That information goes in your ear and goes in the floor of your memory. And then you see all these fantastic, awesome speakers. Are these not awesome speakers that we've had today, right? You've got pages and pages of notes, and all that information is going into your ear and it's going on the floor of your memory. And then it's oh my God, this is so much great information, and it goes in the floor of your memory. Your bank account number goes in the floor of your memory, right? Then you meet Steve. Then you meet Lisa. Then you meet Karen. And then you meet Bob. And then 6 weeks later, you're at the grocery store. And you see Kyle again. He says, Ron, how you doing, man? Hey, it's so good to see you. And your subconscious mind is going, oh my God. Oh my God. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. You're driving home 2 hours later. What happens? Yeah, your mind goes, look what I found. Was the name up there the entire time? Yes, but it wasn't in a file. It wasn't in a place where you could put the data. I had files on everybody's faces. Every single one of your faces, I had a file, a place to store your name. So, for Paul, I used your ears. For a friend, something that stood out to me. Francesca, I used your forehead. Sam, I used your eyebrows. Scott, I used your hair. You got a lot more than me, so I liked it, all right? Elaine, I used how you parted your hair right there. Every single one of you, I used an outstanding feature on your face. That becomes your file. So, in the future, from this point forward, when you meet somebody, as you're walking towards them, what is their name? What is their name? What is their name, right? The second thing you're asking yourself, what stands out to me about that person's face? Is it their hair, their eyes, their nose, their lips, their mouth, their goatee? Whatever it is. The third thing you do, and this takes the most work, and this is what throws everybody off. When I was 18 years old, though, a guy told me to do this, and it changed my life. He said, Ron, for the next 2 to 3 months, every time you meet somebody, turn their first name into a picture. Everybody. When you're at the waiter and his name tag says Steve, ask yourself what's a picture for that and turn it into a picture. And I did. And I thought, stove. Then I went to the bank and the teller's name was Chris. And I thought, cross. Then the next time I went to a baseball game,